Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Dan Blanchard with the Travel in Time with Dan show, where we mix travel with history, with leadership, and of course with me, Dan Blanchard. Today I am at the haunted Belcourt Castle in Newport, Rhode Island. This castle represents the Gilded Age in a big time way, right? Where the robber barons or maybe the captains of industry made a lot of money. Yeah, many of them say that they made like today's billionaires look poor, right? They made so much money. And when all that money, what they did was they built these palatial homes, mansions that they called summer cottages, right? You call them summer cottages is what they called them. All right, and these are people like, like the Vanderbilts, the Astors, Belmonts, and a whole bunch more, right? And these homes that they built, they were so big, like these little summer cottages. They were so big that they were more, obviously much, much more than just these little summer cottages, they named them. They were more like monuments to like the industrial wealth and the social competition. All right, more like that, like monuments to it. All right, so you get this guy, right? He's the architect, super famous architect of the age. His name is Richard Morris Hunt. He's the guy that also built the breakers that most people are pretty familiar with in Newport, Rhode Island. So he builds this Belcourt. As you can see over my shoulder, they have this Belcourt estate, right? Which is modeled after King Louis XIII's Versailles hunting lodge, right? The first floor here, they had 30 luxurious stables, horse stables. Yes, horses there. 30 luxurious horse stables and a massive carriage room is what he had there. And during the day, it cost $3.2 million to build it. Yeah, $3.2 million. What's that in today's money? Probably something like $110 million in today's money to build that, right? So the guy who owns this massive summer cottage, right, his name is Oliver Belmont, right? And he's definitely stepping outside of the traditional Newport society by building something like this. Definitely steps out of it, right? But he's gonna meet and marry a very famous Alva Vanderbilt. And when he marries Alva Vanderbilt, she, of course, is gonna bring him into high society here in Newport, but she's gonna have to transform his bachelor pad here to something that is acceptable to high society. So you can imagine the kind of money that they spent here transforming this into acceptable high society, where they had crazy parties all the time. The stables are gonna have to go bye-bye. It's gonna be a big party room now, right? He's just gonna have to get over it. This is what Alva's gonna do, right? He's gonna have to she's bringing him into high society, and he's just gonna have to get over it. But eventually, these monster homes kind of fall out of favor in many ways, right? And this house is going to be neglected, right? The Belcourt here estate is going to be neglected, and it's going to fall into disrepair, right? And when it falls into disrepair, many years later, I think maybe like 1956, the Tinney family is going to come around, and they're going to purchase this neglected home for $25,000. Could you imagine that? $25,000, right? This home. Amazing, right? And they're going to rebrand it. They're going to start collecting a bunch of like paranormal and a bunch of very oddities. They're going to rebrand it as it's no longer going to be the Belcourt estate. It's going to become the haunted Belcourt Castle. You're going to have things in there like screaming chairs are going to be in there. There's going to be a weird monk that people swear they saw walking around inside. All sorts of course, noises, paranormal activity stuff. There's like a pink lady in there somewhere, and there's a suit of armor that supposedly moves around and makes noise and all that sort of stuff. And it gives it the reputation of the Belcourt haunted castle. And it's going to eventually be opened up to the tourism. right? Newport tourism industry, right? And it's going to make some good money with the Newport tourism industry. And why shouldn't it? I mean, people love huge things like this, right? And the fact that it's like this mansion's like maze-like, right? And when you get like a maze-like mansion, that just equals natural, like mystery, right? When people want to see it, it must be haunted, right? It's been abandoned a few times, right? You're looking at the front side of it, which looks really good. Back side of it looks kind of beat up, like it's abandoned, but it's like a tourist, like haunted, like sort of like museum type of sort of thing right now. All right. So when I talk to you about my travel and time with Dan show, I mix travel history with leadership. This is definitely worth seeing. This is definitely pretty cool. You should travel down here, check it out. I've already given you like a little bit of like the history of this. So now I'm going to hit you up with some leadership. So what is the leadership here? Well, this is kind of like basically what it is. The stories people tell about a place can become just as powerful as the actual history of that place. Yes, there's a lot of power, a lot of leadership involved in the narrative or the stories that someone gives a place. And those stories, obviously they do change, right? And Belcourt shows, that leadership, right? Leadership, if you look here, right? Obviously there's tours here. Leadership, Belcourt has shown that leadership, Belcourt shows that leadership requires balance in truth, interpretation, and influence. All right. If you have not seen this place, come down and check it out. Travel down here, check it out. Love the history of this place. History is really cool. All right. And I'm going to be back real soon. Thank you for spending some time with me on the Travel and Time with Dan show, where we mix travel with history, with leadership, and of course with me, Dan Blanchard. Appreciate you spending time with me, and I will catch up with you again real soon. Take care now.